So, gentlemen, welcome to Chansey and Mordian's late night Heresy chat. I think is the best way of best thing for this.
Possibly, yes. Especially considering that it was a 4-hour game of only 1,500 points. God help us.
Oh, okay. Oh no. All right. So, not to put too fine a point, let us introduce you. Let us introduce you. So, you are Uet Magir, Chansey.
I am.
And we're good friends. We actually met through this whole mad Mordian glory community and all this kind of stuff. And you are my Heresy Erebus. You whispered into my ears, you know,
I whispered sweet nothings. I promised the galaxy. I promised to see it burn, and then Games Workshop did the job for me. About 3 months ago, you got me very Heresy curious. We played one game. Yeah. I was completely I think it was
hooked.
about that.
Yeah, I was completely hooked.
Then 3.0 happened.
And then I played like 2 or 3 games. I was completely hooked. And then I actually paused doing Heresy content, even though I really, really want to. I mean, people think I talk a lot about conflict. Jesus, I talked a lot about Heresy when I was hyped on Heresy.
You did.
I was
I thought it was great.
I was like, you know what? Heresy offers me more guardy feelings than 40k does. See you later, shitlords. I'm going over to Heresy. And then 3.0 happened. And as everyone is probably very aware, I was not a fan of what I saw of 3.0. But you kept the faith. At least we don't know until now, but you kept the faith. And you said you were going to give Heresy a fair try. And so here we are today. It is almost 3 in the morning. So it's very much a Heresy after dark, Mordian after dark kind of thing. And
in the Lodge of Heresy.
In the Lodge of Heresy. And you have been and played your first game of Horus 3.0, and like a fortress with its gates unbarred, your mind was open, and you weren't biased, and you actually have been a fairly, a semi-vocal supporter of Heresy 3.0, being like, look, I'm going to give it a go before I make my mind up. We have tried it now. What do you think?
It's different. It's not shit. It's hard to describe, really. It has problems. There was very glaring problems going straight into it. But it's not shit. And it was slow. It was a lot slow. We were playing 1,500 points, and it took us 4 hours.
Wow.
Now, that could have been an element of we didn't have a fucking clue what we were doing. But for such a small scale game, it was a lot slower. We've lost the table at the back of the book. It's now mixed into the book, which was great. So some interesting design.
Because I was told that Heresy had been streamlined. So that meant that we could play more games of Heresy, and more Heresy was better. That's what not to throw shade, and I won't name names, but there were other content creators out there who were going, oh, you can now play your game so much quicker, and that means that and what you're telling me is that's bullshit.
I think it's a little bit at the minute with how they've designed the book. The charts are still there. Hooray. Because I think if they just removed it and turned it into more 40k, I think I would have gone, well, what's the point of fucking playing Heresy then?
You mean charts, weapon skill to weapon skill, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we still have that. It's still there. They've just removed it from the back. Because I remember when we did when I introduced you to Heresy, gave you your first go at it, it blew your mind that all the rules, like for charts, there was references at the back, and it was just
really
like,
nice.
And here's the charts.
Yeah.
We've lost that. All the charts have now been mixed into the rules, which was, as a player, that's frustrating. but mechanically, because I ran a very small force of Dark Angels, just basically 20 Marines, a few Terminators with the new Saturnine guy, because I wanted to see what he did. Turns out he's pretty average. He has a big hammer, he smacks things die.
That's good. At least he's not like
it's pretty good.
Overpowered auto buy kind of thing.
But he is 240 points for a single model. Which was a bit of a
to 40k guard players, that is he is, in terms of metrics,
4 command squads.
He's 4 command squads, which equals 1 Rogue Dawn.
Yes, 1 Rogue Dawn commander.
In units of measurement. Yeah. How many Rogue
Dawn commanders can he kill?
Yeah, but how many Rogue Dawns is this?
It's about 1 Rogue Dawn commander. He could probably kill a Rogue Dawn commander.
Okay, fair.
If we compared him, since he's basically flinging around. Do you remember the gravity hammers from Halo? It's one of them, basically. It's just a big one of them. So he's a bit ridiculous in that sense. And then a couple of tanks. And I was running against White Scars, which, holy shit, are terrifying.
They're good.
Yeah. They lost a lot of their jet bike stuff. However, they don't care. They're still zooming around on foot. They get so across the board they just have 2 extra movement, which doesn't sound much.
Movement wins games.
But movement wins games, even in Heresy, where it's
in every game system you've ever played. Why exactly. Are elves always overpowered no matter what game system you go to? Because their whole thing is fragile but fast, and it turns out being fragile doesn't mean anything if you're fast as fuck. So yeah, precisely. Movement wins games. So no, I think a lot of people would say 2 extra inches can go a long way, and it's a.
They can go a long way,
and it counts on tabletop as well.
They do, and it was like because the Terminators are quite slow anyway, and they're running around at movement 8, which is absolutely horrifying when you sat there going, "I'm safe from them," and suddenly. Surprise, fucker! And you got a squad of Terminators in your face.
I don't like that at all, and I'm trying to be objective, and I'm trying to keep an open mind. But why would being a White Scar make your Terminator armor faster?
I don't know. Maybe they've got racing stripes.
That kind of feels like an abstract rule, like a rule that a rule that services gameplay, not simulates something.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know what.
Style.
I can't remember what. Yeah, it's a little bit. I think they are leaning a little bit into that to try and. Honestly, I think to try and hook more 40k players. I do.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays
off. It's
a
bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off. I mean, the irony is there's 40k players buying Heresy kits for 40k. So Heresy's like, oh, we're doing well.
Yeah, there's a lot of Saturnine Terminators, which I am seeing becoming obliterators.
Yeah, I think that's what that's canonically a logical progression into what became the obliterators. I mean, let's be honest. What are all my Russes?
Yeah,
it's the Heresy kit.
Yeah.
But like the and I think the army rules are weird. Like some of the factions that were eating really good in the previous version. Aren't eating so well. My Dark Angels, they massacred my boys. I can't do my Deep Strike army anymore.
No drop pods?
It just doesn't. I can take them, but unless I've misunderstood the rules where I've read them, I can only Deep Strike 1 unit a turn.
Even a drop pod?
So my Deep Strike army's been gutted.
Dude, but the whole not to rub salt on the wound, but the whole reason you got into Heresy was because you could do a full Deep Strike army like the days of yore.
Yep. Which was a little bit of salt rubbing into the wound, but I've just now gone, I'm going to build a Dreadwing army and just war crime everything, and everyone else's fun's not allowed.
If you're not allowed to have fun, fuck everybody else. Yeah. I don't even blame you, man.
We don't even have rules like that anymore. Speaking as a Dark Angels player, because they've changed the Force organization system, it's now these. I don't know how to describe it properly, but beyond, you have detachments, and then your characters unlock additional attachments, which I think is how they did it in 8th.
No, in 8th you just in 8th you just picked attachments, and then you had requirements you had to fill. So like a battalion was one troop, was 1 HQ, 2 troops, and like a brigade would be like 1 HQ or 2 HQs and like 4 troops or something. But then you got more slots. So it's kind of like how they did it in 8th, except for, I mean, it's extra steps, because you still always had to take an HQ, didn't you? So it's basically extra steps.
It's a weird one though, because how we buy our units, how we buy our detachments now is you have various levels of command, which is cool. It's an interesting thing. However, how they've done it has basically created a character tax to take, say, and I can't even go and grab my rulebook and use it as a reference because it's currently sat in my car and it's too fucking cold out there. Is like, to get the detachment that gives you heavy armor, you've got to have a character to unlock it effectively. And there's in one way it's very customizable, but in simultaneously another way it's extremely throttling. Like, because it prevents you actually doing what you want to do.
Because it reminds me a little bit of bot action, because in bot action you have multiple platoons and you always have to have like a platoon commander. However, I feel like the difference in bot action is I can take an inexperienced platoon commander armed with only a pistol for 20 points, but I really feel it's quite likely that you don't have a 20-point character in Horus Heresy.
I can't say for the Mechanicum or the Solo Auxiliary or the Imperialis Militia. I hope to hell they have a 5-point character in the Imperialis.
It's just a guardsman.
It's just a guy.
Given a brevet rank, he's just a sergeant.
Congratulations, sergeant. What?
It's like that scene in the Court's Ghost book when like the scratch fighter Soric has like got bottle caps for pins to make him like a 4-star general. and they just let him keep it until the end where he's like, I'll take a demotion, I guess. Yeah. But no, it's you can sort of deal with it to a degree, because like you've got like 8 or so different junior officers, which were the old Centurion, when you then paid extra points to change what they were exactly. But now you have like a Centurion, but then you also have all those some of those sub ranks as separate unit types. But I suppose one of the strengths the Centurion has in the game, which is like I want to say your line officer effectively, is he does give you 2 of the detachments rather than 1. Okay.
Which is quite nice. So
you can sort of halve the tax in some ways.
A little bit. You're almost paying 40 per detachment rather than 80 for 1, because he's 80 points stock.
Still pricey.
But yeah, it is. When I tried to write my first list in the system El Clasico style, aka a Mark 1 calculator, pen, and a pad.
Yeah.
It took me a few hours.
Wow.
New recruit is essential for building a list.
Yeah.
Which is
Stonks
not good.
New recruit going up.
I genuinely think that they've made it harder to build an army.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say, even the most staunch defenders of Heresy have said the list building is
it's a pig.
It's a pig. Yeah. And
it's unclear. It's vague. And like there's this prime unit mechanic which is interesting, but it doesn't actually make it quite so clear when you totally get it. New recruit doesn't support showing it easily. you've got to have the book physically with you, even with new recruit.
Fuck,
but
man.
I mean, so far we're hitting. I'm just blurting all the negatives. There are some positives. Don't worry. But
yeah, it's the positives that you're gonna have extra money in your fucking wallet because A, you're gonna be selling your army, and B, you're gonna be spending less on heresy. I mean, dude,
I ain't got money for that. I'm buying a house.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think you just got the last bit for your deposit, mate. Fucking sell it on eBay, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's the new boiler.
I don't forget my boiler fucking like exploded on stream. This is what it came up and was like, we need a new boiler. I was like, I watched you went, no, we really need a new boiler. I was like, all right.
that was the 16 Death Strike stream, if I remember correctly.
It was like, guys, thanks for the support. You just got me a new boiler. And I was like, sweet. No one was upset. Everyone was like sick.
It was pretty funny. But yeah, the armies feel very weird in building. I don't quite totally like it.
I can tell.
I'm a little worried. Actually, it's not a little. I am worried that the tailoring of your army is going to be locked into the campaign books that they have.
DLC.
They've already done like a part 1 for the drop site massacre of Instavan 5. Not Instavan 5, Instavan 4.
3?
But no, 3 was the planet that got nuked.
Okay.
4 was where the drop site massacre happened. It's not confusing in the
so
slightest.
Many Isvans. Like that whole sector just needs to be just. It's not. Just write it off. Write it off. Send the bailiffs in. Oh,
I think they did exterminatus it in the
fair
end.
enough. I'm not. I don't know enough about Heresy. I was gonna, but yeah.
The Heresy's still wicked, like lore-wise, but like moving on from the army building thing, because I could rant about that for a while.
No, dude. Only move on if you want to. Like my sleep pattern's buggered, so go for as long as you want to. And if you can't get it off your chest here, where else can you? So, and I know, and give us your honest thoughts. Don't sugarcoat it. Give us your honest thoughts on positives. Give your honest thoughts on negatives. It's all good, man. It sounds to me.
The army building
my quick take from what you've told me is it sounds like let's not mince words. They've fucked army building, like that. Yes. Like that's it. Like and
they could fucked it.
They've got it wrong. Like it's not working. And I've got a comment here in chat from Godlike Poet where he says, my experience for Heresy 3 list building is being sat hobbying whilst my local game store's Heresy bunch sat down to build lists. 3 hours later, and none of them had managed to build a list they were happy with.
Yeah.
I agree. It. Okay, so we not necessarily fucked the whole game, but they fucked that bit of it.
They fucked it, but I think it's weirder than that because it leans back into like some of the army rules. Is the Dark Angels? You remember when we played? I had all those wing rules, like my bolt gun wielding Marines were hitting you better. My las cannon ones were killing your tanks better because they were part of the Iron Wing, and we had the Storm Wing. Those are now their own Legion-specific detachments for me, which is interesting.
So yeah, okay, so they're there. They're
there, but they don't actually offer me any mechanical benefit.
Oh, so if you take that detachment, you don't get the bolt shit or anything.
I don't get the +1 to hit. No.
So what does it do?
But what it gives me 2 troop choices and 2 transport choices for the Stormwing detachment.
If I may, woo.
Yeah.
Weird.
One good one is the Iron Wing one, but that's because it's like you could take two heavy tanks or 2 tanks which you can't take in the standard detachment and 2 heavy transports. So basically, I can take multiple Land Raiders and multiple heavy tanks. It's pretty nice, especially as no other detachment actually allows you to do that.
Okay. But the flavor is just being allowed to pick stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Basically allowed to pick stuff within a certain unit category. That's how I kind of interpret it. However, like the Dark Angels then have some restrictions on it. Like there's one for the Dreadwing, which is basically you can only use these 2 units. You not got a choice otherwise. You can only use rapier attack weapon squads or Interredemptors. You don't get a choice of any other unit type.
So if you take correct, just make sure I've got this right. If you take the non-specific Dark Angel detachments, you're limited on what you can put in them. So it kind of makes you want to take the Dark Angel specific detachments.
Sort of, except the Dark, because you have generic Legion Astartes detachments, which all Astartes legions have. Then you have the base rule detachments, which every faction in the system can have.
Okay.
And then each legion has their own detachments, and because the Dark Angels have 6, because the Dark Angels cheat.
Yeah. They always have got more.
They've always got more, baby.
Yeah.
You want some war crimes? We got it. You want some Dark Age technology, like an AI that should really not be existing? We got it.
Yeah. That's cool.
And it's pretty neat that they've got that mechanic. But where the system's been very weird, in my opinion, is like some of the faction rules are very. Some legions seem to have been loved a lot more. Hilariously, the Imperial Fists are still slightly busted. Which is just well, okay then.
I mean, the Warders were basically like, they just took all the bullets. And then the rest of the Imperial Fists are like, gee, I'm glad I wasn't that guy.
So we've lost a lot of rerolls. They've removed a lot of rerolling in the system.
Apparently there's like none. Or next.
Yeah, I didn't encounter a single reroll in the game I played today.
That's positive.
Which is good.
That's good.
It is sad because I'm there going, but my gun's twin linked.
So what does twin link do? Is it more shots?
Nothing. It doesn't. It just doesn't exist. It's just I'm so used to a gun having 2 barrels. It's a twin linked gun, so my brain's like twin link.
So if you have 2 barrels, do you get 2 shots? You
get double the shots effectively.
Okay. That's like 8th edition.
Twin linked las cannon is 2 las cannon shots effectively.
I'm not against that.
I'm not against it, but I kind of liked the twin linked. Just you firing so many shots, you just get a reroll.
It was old school, wasn't it?
That was me from 5th edition, and I'm like, I like this system. So shooting weapons feel relatively the same. They actually, but combat feels a lot more lethal. People were a little worried when they said that like they're introducing some multiple wound units. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Most things still die pretty quick. We had.
Carry on.
Go on.
No, all I was going to say is my worry with them introducing the damage system was not that it would make things less lethal. My worry is that it would make things more lethal. In Warhammer 40k, ever since we moved away from the old instant death system to the damage system, this is when the dice rolls have got out of control, and this is when stat lines have started getting out of control because they're constantly swinging from one end to the other, further and further, as you know. So when we played in 8th edition, having damage 2 was a big deal. In 9th edition, everyone damage 2 was normal, and we started seeing damage 3 creeping in. In 10th edition, everyone, think of how many damage 3 guns are in the guard, and now we're seeing everyone and their mum rocking damage 4. So my concern was not that it would make the game less lethal, is that it would add more shots in and make the game more lethal. Now, it's probably too early days to say for that for Heresy. That took years and many editions for that to become a thing, but yeah.
I mean, I have, as you well know, as I've told you, I've only played 1 game so far, so I am judging a lot on an isolated singular game.
Of course, it's worth mentioning.
And the guy I played, we've agreed we're going to play again. We're going to play a few more games. He's probably going to smack me with Alpha Legion next time, and I'm going to be very upset with him.
Has he played a few games?
Yeah, this is the first time he's played Heresy. We basically agreed, let's try Heresy together. We've played Heresy 2.0 a couple of times with each other.
Right.
And we were like, let's try Heresy 3.0. We've both bought the books. I've bought the starter set. Let's get some use out of them, at the very least.
Yeah.
But when what we encountered was a lot of the lethality of weapons wasn't actually that bad.
Okay, that's good.
Bolters are still 1 damage. I think heavy bolters are still 1 damage off the top of my head. las cannons were damage free, which when you mentioned about the creep up of damage, made me think. I was thinking about that, but we've lost instant death, which I'm kind of for and I'm kind of not for. It did feel a little bad when you had a Praetor with 4 wound, but no, more likely Corswain, a legendary hero of the Heresy, stabs Conrad Kurz in his back with a sword, survived. He's a guy who's managed to stab a Primarch and not get killed for his efforts. And someone shoots a las cannon at him, and Corswain dies and crumples up into a little ball and just becomes nothing.
Because there's no Eternal Warrior anymore, is there? Because it's a death not a thing, so...
I think there is, but it works differently now.
Okay.
I haven't encountered it to know properly.
Okay.
I think it prevents, like, in duels, I think it prevents dying in a duel instantly.
Oh. Okay.
It allows you to fight, like, basically you heal a bit so you can keep fighting. So
that
the duel goes a
does
little longer.
Sound familiar, yeah. Challenges, did you do any?
Yes, we did one. It was the worst decision that my opponent ever made, but we did it deliberately. Because I ran my Praetor into his Terminator squad, and I was like, I challenge him! Pointing at the sergeant, who just kind of pointed at himself, going, me?
Yeah.
They're interesting. It was over a little too quick.
I don't think you could.
Sergeants can.
Sergeants can.
Sergeants
Interesting. Okay.
A sergeant can accept a challenge, a bit like champions can accept in Old World.
Okay.
Or at least how, if I remember Old World's rules correctly.
Yeah.
So but it doesn't really give you much, because a sergeant is either 2 wounds or 1 wound, because it's 2 wounds if they're in Terminator armor, 1 wound if they're not.
Yeah.
And
so
hell, you don't really get much out of it.
Even if, because I wasn't sure sergeants could, but even if he couldn't, it's still a good way to try the mechanic out, because he basically represents like a 2-wound character. So screw it.
Yeah.
You tried challenges, however it happened. Okay, fair play.
Yeah.
Sergeants very well may be able to, but I didn't think they could. But it doesn't matter, because he was trying the mechanic out.
Yeah, and it's also actually a legitimate strategy. I remember from when I played Fantasy, which was a guy challenges, you just use the sergeant to soak up the wound. You use a champion to take the wound, because then the guy's not hacking your army to death.
Yeah.
But from what I understand with how we encountered the challenge was actually quite nice. There was a lot of steps, but it felt like something was going on the entire time.
Okay.
So how it worked basically is you issued the player whose turn it is issued the challenge, and your opponent chooses to accept or deny. If they deny it, they get knocked to initiative 1. But so there's a motivation to.
So they can just deny
refuse. They can deny it, but then your character basically starts swinging his weapon around and killing everything.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay. You
can decline a challenge. I suspect there's some units which can't for reasons. Maybe like Imperial Fist Templar Brethren. Maybe they can't refuse challenges.
Because I thought
I haven't looked at the rules.
And so you can decline and you can withdraw. So there's just like
there's
quite
you can
a
withdraw
lot of
from
ways.
a fight.
There's quite a lot of ways you could just be like, I'm out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of risk to it as well.
Okay.
But so we obviously started the challenge, and how it initially begins is both players choose a gambit, which will change how their character will fight.
It's like a fighting stance in many ways.
Effectively, yeah. I chose one which tried to make it more likely that I would get to attack first. Because I was swinging this massive hammer that was so heavy, it basically dragged along the ground, and there was initiative 1.
Yeah.
And my opponent chose one that made his defense better. So it was I think it was +1 to his weapon skill, so he got a stab in first if he got to attack me. And each time I missed him in the following round, challenge round, if he had survived that long, he got more rolls on his focus.
Okay.
Which will come up which is a mechanic which comes up.
Yeah, your hype and who's going to go first and all that.
Sort of, yeah. It's because initiative doesn't actually matter in a challenge.
Mm.
And the reason being is there was a big problem in older versions of Heresy where you'd get into a challenge, I don't know, let's say Sigismund versus Lucius. Lucius had like a stupidly high initiative.
Mm.
Now, Sigismund would survive because Sigismund was bullshit, but Lucius, as he should be, he was Sigismund, but Lucius would often strike first. Which would, and in another encounter where a character doesn't have Eternal Warrior, which Sigismund did, but no other, is the only second captain in the second edition version of the game that did. If you get an instant death hit on a character, that's them dead. They're gone. If you get ahead of their initiative, you've just killed them.
I think,
and it created a bit of a feel bad at times. Yeah,
but it kind of feels like that was the whole point of having a high initiative, because if Lucius didn't go first, he would probably get bummed, which he might be into in 40k, but at 30k, I don't think he was that bothered about that stuff. And it feels like, okay, so now we've got this whole mechanic that it allows certain characters to have an advantage instead of having, you know, I don't know, as good toughness. And now we've sort of taken that away. And it also just kind of feels like if this was the solution, if they were bothered about initiative and challenges, this feels like a very roundabout way of solving the problem. When you could just say, in a challenge, both sides strike simultaneously.
It possibly is. I know how they've done it is you have a roll-off.
Yeah.
Now, when we did our challenge, I lost because I just had too many modifiers that went against me because I was in Terminator armor. I was carrying a hammer so big that you couldn't do much with it except swing it and smack something real hard. And as a result, I failed the roll, or more likely, I lost the roll. It was literally just a roll off.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel. I don't know. It feels, from my own experiences, a roll-off feels more interactive.
Okay.
It might not have actually changed anything mechanically, but it felt more interactive and therefore a bit more back and forth.
Okay. Yeah. Roll-offs are exciting. I'm totally okay with roll-offs. Yeah. It feels like you had a roll-off, but which created some potential excitement, but at the end of the day, the dude in the big fucking armor with the slow weapon still went last and if you'd done it on initiative, it would have been the same thing. But hey, who knows? Maybe you win that roll off that one time and you managed to get the hammer out there. I'm totally okay with roll offs. Roll offs are cool.
An element also of how things went for me is the infamous Chansey effect.
Did you lose to a sergeant?
Oh god, no, the sergeant didn't kill me, by the way, so don't worry. I did win. But we did joke that the sergeant was going to stab this Praetor in saturnine Terminator armor and just insta-glib him.
It was getting there.
It felt a bit that way at first, but then he stabbed me. He did hit me. He did wound me. I just managed to make the save.
Okay.
But basically, I rolled like shit the entire game as well, which is very on brand.
So now we know why you're off Heresy, because you just
mate, if my shit rolls put me off things, I would have encountered your Tyranids at the fucking tournament and gone, nope, this is me done.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah,
I'm out. I'm done. I paid this army over a month. Fuck this shit. I'm selling it.
Another new boiler.
Another new boiler. Got 6 of them in the cupboard now.
6 of the bastards. I'm well sorted. If one of them fails, if 4 of them fail, if 5, I'm getting a bit close to being in trouble. So would you summarize that? In general, challenges were okay.
I thought they were really fun, actually.
Okay,
I thought it was a really good mechanic. It felt interactive, it felt back and forth, and honestly, it felt dumb and funny.
Would you... So... That was because your opponent chose to accept the challenge to try it out.
Yeah.
Is there a big asterisk? And I'm not trying to... I want to make something clear. I'm not trying to poke holes and purposely hate on Heresy. But I would also want to be honest.
If it was a more even fight, would I have enjoyed it?
No. Is there a big asterisk
No?
next to it where if your opponent just went, I'm just not accepting it because there's no way I'm going to win this fight, so I just won't accept it?
If that's where the one set to initiative 1 comes in, because normally in the case we fought, it was a sergeant, so it wouldn't have made a difference much if he didn't accept it because he was running around with a I think he had a power sword. But say for example, I throw this Saturnine. Let's be more general. I throw the Lion versus Fulgrim.
Okay.
So 2 Primarchs, they challenge each other, and the Fulgrim player's like, I might strike first, but the Lion's going to live, and then the Lion's going to absolutely fuck me.
Yeah.
I refuse the challenge. The problem is then Fulgrim, his initiative is knocked down to 1. So suddenly Fulgrim's going last anyway.
But he still gets to fight.
So he still gets to fight, but then the Lion gets to do whatever the fuck he wants for it at the start of the combat, and potentially because I think can still target the unit. In the case of Primarchs, I think they've got precision off the top of my head, so he could target Fulgrim.
So but let's take precision out of it for a second, because obviously that's a bit more specific. So if we have a squad of tactical marines, some kind of character in each one, we fight each other. Let's say one character's geared up for combat, one character's more of like a force multiplier. So it's like, I don't really want to get into this challenge. I'm going to get my ass handed to me. So the guy that refuses the challenge just goes down to initiative 1. And then the other guy's like, sweet, I'm just going to well on your squad.
Swing the weapon around.
Just going to go on your squad. But then the guy that refuses still gets a chance to hit.
He would still get the chance to attack at the initiative step 1, yes.
That doesn't sound, I mean, I do a lot of challenges in Old World, and I'm just going to say, when I refuse a challenge, I don't get to do diddly dick. So I'd be like, yeah, I'll strike at initiative 1, no dramas. So okay. So it sounds like correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like when the challenges happen, they're really fun. Even potentially between sort of like, mismatched characters. They're really fun, and there's the whole hype mechanic. And the roll-off is actually quite nice and interactive and potentially created a sense of tension. It's like, I really need to win the roll-off this time. All this kind of stuff. But there is a bit of a problem, maybe, if the challenges just don't happen.
Yeah, it could be abused.
Okay.
But I will caveat with there was a lot of things in Heresy 2.0 that were abused to hell and back.
Artificer armor.
Artificer, which is gone.
Yeah, probably
it's completely gone.
It probably should.
I think it's really for the better.
Just don't let sergeants take it. But I guess now everyone's armor is just set to a 2-up, isn't it now? Because you don't take war gear as much as in much the same way as you did. It's more. It's less of an upgrade, isn't it?
I think
because it just says on your stat line you're in power armor.
It depends on the unit.
Yeah, okay.
I think it depends on the unit, because I know most of the units are still on a 3-up save.
Okay.
Because it's still power armor. I think it's specific units like, for example, Deathwing Companions who are in Artificer armor.
Yes, so it's less of a choice now. You're sort of just, this is the armor you're in, kind of thing.
Yeah. Which has its perks and has its negatives, in my opinion. It does mean you can no longer tank an entire Titan with a single sergeant.
That's for the better, 100%. I thought
Artificer armor in squad.
Yeah, Artificer armor being gone in squads is for the better. It'll be interesting to see how it still works with characters. So I got a big question. I got a couple of big questions. And they are going to be questions about things that I think are negative, but I haven't played the game. So it'd be interesting to see if you think these were a problem, or if actually after playing a game, they weren't much of a problem. First one, of course, is going to be the big one, which is cumulative scoring. Because you don't
with
score
the objectives.
With the objectives. Because I've heard quite a few horror stories of people saying, these people that have played the game, and I've seen a couple of battle ports where this happened, where the game was essentially overturned because the other person couldn't get enough points to get back into it. What was your experience? It might be too early to tell, so you don't have to draw any conclusions, but what was your experience of cumulative scoring in Heresy and the way they've done it?
It felt a little bit suddenly. So the mission we had was, there was a primary objective, then 2 secondaries. And the secondaries gave us each a point at the end of the turn. The primary gave you 3 points at the end of your turn. And they were the primary objectives of the mission. 3 objective points, 1 being more valuable. However, there were secondary objectives, and they were kill the warlord, get the first blood, have more units left over. There was a 4th one, but I can't think what it. Slay a Lord of War or a Primarch, effectively.
Yeah.
And my opponent got into a lead very quickly because he got very lucky in killing one of my tanks.
Right.
He basically smacked it with a melter gun and it went kaboom. Quite aptly. And as a result, because he actually killed the first unit of the game up until that point, and this was turn 3. Yeah.
Okay.
It was very weird. It was basically because most of the entire combat that had gone on was between 2 Terminator squads, and they just weren't killing each other.
Right, but it's 1,500 points. That was like most of your armies.
Yeah, it was at least it was over a quarter for myself.
Yeah.
And it was a little under for him. But he killed one of my tanks with his Dreadnought's melter, and as a result, he got 3 extra points for killing the tank because it was the first kill of the game.
Wow, that's a lot.
Like full, yeah.
3 points for first blood.
Yep. All of the secondary objectives were 3 points, just flat 3 points. Kill the warlord, 3 points. Get first blood, 3 points.
So you could hold a secondary objective. You could hold a minor primary objective in your game for 3 turns.
And you got 1 point.
Or you could kill one thing at the beginning of the game.
Yes. Which was a little erupt. And we did discuss that because it was like, oh wow, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. I was gonna say it sounds fucked.
It is a little wow. Interesting is my method of understatement. It does seem something is wrong with it. But I think I need to play a couple more games to get a bit more of a clear idea, because I haven't played a game with a Primarch involved, and perhaps that's one of the problems, is some of the secondary objectives to meet can't be met ever because there's nothing to meet the condition.
It just kind of feels, it feels like no one playtested this thing, man. Because it feels like if you had actually playtested, and I'm going off on one here, but it feels like, because people might make the, I would say, wrong assertion from watching this video that, well, it's only his first game, so no, there's going to be things that you will learn how to handle those as you get more experience with the game, like how to manage secondary stuff. But that, in my opinion, is the wrong way of looking at this. This was your first game, so this was your first impressions. First impressions mean a lot. First impressions they can
make or break your system.
First impressions can make or break a system. Also, if you were playing the game for the first time, then you're encountering these problems in your very first game, then surely someone who playtested this fucking thing would have encountered the problems in their very first game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it does.
It's like, you're asking, so there's 2 elements, there's sort of 2 beefs I've got going in here. One is, did they actually fucking playtest this thing? And the second thing is, like, did you really take into account first impressions? Because if you're someone that's you're saying 1,500, we're saying like 50 points is quite low. Imagine you're someone with a Saturnine box. They've probably got about 1,000 points per side, roughly. Maybe 2 people with Saturnine boxes each are going to combine those armies. A Saturnine box each, So they each get one big army out of each Saturnine box. And they might be like, okay, we've got about 2,000 points. They're going to be playing at the same level as you. And they're, again, going to be having these first impressions. And it's going to be a case of, okay, am I going to want to continue to invest in the system? And it really sounds like, you know, this... We're saying they tried to attract new players into this game, but I'm getting a real sense that this game is fairly fucking impenetrable for new players.
Yeah, it is.
So who's it for? Because it ain't for the old school players.
Fuck if I know. I think they took a risk. I think they took a significant risk.
I took a calculated risk, but damn am I bad at maths.
Damn am I bad at maths. I think they took a risk, and I think they forgive the term, but they rolled a dice and they rolled poorly.
They failed their focus check.
Yeah.
It was GW in a challenge with the Heresy community, and they failed the focus check.
Oh no! I can see that being made as a meme video.
Yeah.
So I do think, and this moving a little bit away from the game itself, but I think it's something that comes up every single fucking time. Anything to do with 40k, anything Games Workshop related comes up. I have a feeling there was a little bit of central management leaning on
thumbs on
games.
The scales.
And I don't think that it was thumbs on the scales to deliberately fuck it. I think it was, okay, we've listened to you. We're going to give you the money to make new edition. We want it by this date. And we want you to make it appeal to what we perceive as this.
They're they're doing this across all games. Like, I'm not going to get sidetracked, but I played my first tournament of the match play Old World, and it turns out I think it's really bad.
Really?
Yeah. So the 1.5 FAQ they did, perfect. Fixed infantry, fixed magic, all sorts of stuff. The missions for in the match play guide are awful. It's all just standing on circles, getting arbitrary points. They just released a bunch of 40k missions for Old World. I don't want to touch them. And they've done it to Heresy. They've done it. They're like, let's make every game like 40k because it worked for 40k.
We haven't had a matched play for 40k for Heresy yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see one in the next couple of months. But we might not. To be honest, I think Heresy has had, frankly, the fucking worst release.
Since Age of Sigmar. Since AOS 1.0, this is the worst release I've ever seen GW do. I'll still put AOS 1.0 at the top, because AOS 1.0 was beyond fucked, but...
And there's a lot to why AOS 1.0 was fucked. As someone who was there.
I was there, Gandalf. 3,000 years ago, when the hearts of men failed.
I was there with my Vampire Count's army.
Yeah.
Newly bought, and then they killed them.
Again.
Again. But yeah, I do think this is one of the worst launches they've had in a long time.
And this is you were... To put it into context, guys, because I think it's important, because I don't want anyone to get the wrong end of the stick here. When I was raging out about Heresy 3.0, Chansey was the voice of reason. He is the voice of reason in the MG Discord. He's very sensible. He's very level-headed. I'm not just glazing him here now. He also hates it when I do things he hates it when I do things off the cuff. Seeing you at Thanatos was hilarious. But anyway... We won't go down that now. But you were going into this, and we said at the beginning of the video, but we'll reiterate it now. You were going into this with, I'm not going to presume it's shit. I'm not going to presume shit. You were like, I'm going to be sensible, level-headed, open-minded, and going to go into it. And I feel like you're coming out of this being like, there are some positive things, but overall, I'm not super happy. And correct me if I'm putting words in your mouth.
No, you are, but not you're just wording it. Yeah, I'm not totally happy. Don't tell Mrs. Mordian, she'll get jealous.
We said never in the house.
Never in the house, darling. Never on stream, darling. But yeah, I've having played one game, and I am going to try and play more games. And I've agreed to play more games with the person I know, because I think it's only fair, and I'll just try some other combos, see if it's maybe I built the army wrong, because that's a factor. I could have built the army just so fucking wrong it was shit. But I am not totally happy with the addition. If I play a couple more games and I have a similar experience to this game, I'm probably going to go back to 2.0.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact there's going to be community rules for the Saturnine kit.
Yeah.
Hilariously, I saw on the Imperial Guard, I'm going to say a swear word now, subreddit, earlier today actually, if someone had turned the weapons platform from the Saturnine kit into a Hydra battery.
Yeah.
They just painted it up as guard, and it was just Hydra battery.
We had someone in the MG community do that earlier. Yeah, it looked better in guard colors.
It did look pretty good, and I was there thinking, I might have to do that. Shit, I don't need more models. But yeah, it's weird. At the minute, I'm feeling my impression is we've hit a dud. And I don't want to say, I don't feel it's fair to go, it's shit, it's terrible, it's the fucking worst thing since Age of Sigmar 1.0, because actually I think that's unfair to 3.0. I think there was a lot of fun I had with the game, and I did enjoy the game as a whole, but that's potentially because the person I was playing with, and also we were just trying out a system, and it's trying out something. But it does feel like there's just something not there that's correct.
There's a splinter in your mind, and you don't know what it is. You can't explain it, but it's there.
Yeah, and I mean, one gripe that I knows there was the army building stuff, which I was ranting quite a bit about, but it was it's just something about the system as a whole and what we played, and how, like, 2.0, finding a rule was a pain in the ass. Oh, cataphractii armor, what does that do? It has heavy. Okay, what does heavy mean? Oh, it means the heavy unit type. Time to find the unit type.
I only found out like 3 months into playing Heresy 2.0 that heavy meant I could move slower and count as being staying still and all this kind of mad shit. And I was like, this is really helpful.
It's the relentless rule for Terminators.
Yeah.
Early editions. And that, you had to kind of like worm your way down into the book. It's still there in 3.0, even though they said,
there's only one man,
even though one of the things that was claimed was that it would be far simpler to find rules.
Yeah.
I do think some of the anger about, they said it was not going to change, I think was a bit of a honestly, I think we all had a bit of a Mandela moment with that one. Because I don't think they actually ever stated it.
They did.
Stated that. They did. When did they state that?
It was in
I
whatever
have
community.
no memory.
I look, I guarantee you someone will be able to go back and find it.
But for my understanding, I don't recall it ever stating it would be the exact same system.
No, they said it was the same. The way they phrased it was, this is the same heresy that you know and love. That's how they phrased it. And I think that I don't know if they said we've taken the opportunity to do some like tweaks and stuff like that. But there was very much, and maybe this is where we, this gets thrown back to the marketing team, be a bit clearer with your language kind of thing. But potentially is also a problem. Is potentially there was
the marketing team said one thing, thinking it was one thing, and then actually the developer's like,
shit.
No.
Yeah.
Because, to be fair, in the rulebook itself, it actually does state this is not the same game.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, it doesn't look good when the marketing team is telling you it's the same Heresy you know and love, and then you get what was the first thing you said when we started this video? It's different.
Yeah, it's different. It is different.
Whoops. Yeah. So I got a question. I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
I got a question for you because I've got two I want to ask. So, chat, remind me if I forget to ask the second one. I want to talk about 4 turns and I want to talk about terrain because those are big things. So, 4 turns.
We got to turn 4. Well, actually, no. No, we didn't. We got to the end of turn 3 and we're like, game's over at this point. You've won.
Right.
We'd worked out the game was over. So actually, hilariously, we never got to turn 4. We had a bit of a 40k moment where you looked at it and went, there's nothing I can do now because you've taken out my ability to stop you. Game over. It's
like Games Workshop has just acknowledged that for like 30 years, one of the problems that has been with the I go, you go system is sometimes someone's just fucking dumb by turn 2. And I've been playing this game for a really long time, and that's always been the case. And so they've just gone, fuck it. They don't even need the 4th one, but we'll give it them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, I mean, I do think, I'm going to be honest, in casual settings and stuff, honestly, I think people will play the 4th turn and then play the 5th turn.
They'll just go anyway. Yeah.
They'll just go anyway because I've done that in normal 40k where like actually I kind of want to see how this would go if we play another round, and you go, let's fucking do it, and you do, and then you find out actually it was going to be a fucking massacre.
Yeah.
But it's that curiosity rather than talking about it, and you go, I want to know. And it happens in 40k still. So I don't think the turn 4 thing is... It's weird. It's such a weird thing to have done, in my opinion, but I don't actually think it's that significant because most games of 40k are generally over by turn 3 anyway. I find you've got to have very closely matched armies with very closely matched players to get beyond turn 3 in terms of which way is this game going. And I've had games like that, and I know you have definitely had games like that. But generally speaking, and from experience, you go to an event or a tournament, you get to turn 3 and you've kind of worked out if you're going to win or lose.
Yeah, this people. You can always tell when someone is just an armchair general when they start going off on one online about people shouldn't talk games out, and it's like, bro, okay, if you actually played 40k, you would understand that talking out games isn't a problem. It's when people abuse talking out games, which is the problem. When you've got, players who go, oh, well, give me 100 points and I'll give you 95 and I technically get the win, but we both, because I would beat you, or they start being overly generous with what second is. Oh, draw your secondaries. Yeah, you definitely scored that. Yeah. No. We're going to talk it out, and we're going to talk it out, because it's turn 5 and you've got one dude on the board, so you're not going to get any secondary points. And I'm not being a knobhead about it, but we can't give you extra points because that might mean you jib someone else out of a standing and all this kind of stuff. So it's like talking out games is fine. Just as with anything, if you abuse it, it's a problem. But yeah,
or it's like it's game 3 and you're both there going, I just want to go to the pub.
It's game or game 5 at a GT.
Or game 5,
and you're like,
where you're dying.
No one's podiuming. Do you want to just go? Do you want to just it's turn 3? You've smashed me. Have the points you want. We're both going to end up in the bottom half anyway. Do you want to go for a drink afterwards? Yeah, mate. Sure. Yeah. No dramas. Exactly.
Yeah. Or in like when we did it with the Tyranids, where it was like we've just thrown 300 and odd Tyranids at each other. I've had enough. Have you had enough? Yeah. Okay. Let's figure out how this ended.
Yeah. We had our fun. All good. Yeah. No dramas.
Yeah. So I do feel the 4-turn thing isn't as significant as a lot of people were making it.
Thank God the shitty scoring system saved us from 4 turns being a problem.
It sorted the problem before we could get to it.
We did it, Patrick! We saved the city!
We saved the meta!
Oh, man. So, second question, terrain. Did you play with medium, or was it just light terrain everywhere?
We were medium terrained.
And how did that feel? Was line of sight a problem?
No.
Okay.
Not really. There was a couple of moments where I was like, well, that's a pain in the bum, but that was because we missed one of us. I mispositioned and I hadn't realised the unit was literally sat in the terrain and I could have shot it the entire time. I was like, well, that was silly of me. I could have shot that with a Volkite and just giggled as they exploded.
Yeah.
But as a generalisation, we didn't really have any problems. It was, once again, I think as two people who were just going in to see how the mechanics interacted, how it played, and get a feel for the game. We weren't really looking for trying to win beyond, let's see who wins, let's see where it goes. We were a bit laissez-faire with how the terrain was, in the sense of, well, there's these two ruins here, they're kind of sat in a quote-unquote two L shapes. They weren't actually L shapes, but they were kind of two general, that kind of squaring box. The area in between them we're going to call as part of the medium terrain, and going on that kind of route. And it worked. I think when you take it to an event...
I don't think Heresy's fit for an event. To be honest,
No,
I don't think it ever was. I think it was never...
I don't think Heresy's not fit for mass organised play where it's competitive.
No. It's one thing, and people are going to be like, oh my God, he said something bad about bot action. Because, they know how much of a Warlord ball washer I am. But I don't like playing bot action competitively. I like playing bot action at large, like I've done those like D-Day games and Berlin games. I think that's what, if you want to scale up bot action into an event, that's how it should be. But I've played in bot action tours, and frankly, I've just come away and I've just been like, I don't feel like the game is really designed for this. I feel like it's fine. And those people who enjoy competitive play will very much, disagree with me here, and that's fine. I'm not saying competitive bot action is bad. I'm saying it's just not what I want from that game. I want my bot action to be two people broing down, or it's a big narrative game and I could just get immersed in trying to, trying to defend Utah Beach, wherever it was. Yeah. So
upsetting certain members of the internet and that sort of malarkey.
It's got cold in here.
Feels like the middle of a time of year that is cooler.
little microclimate just generated.
Microclimate in two places.
Yeah. But Margaret Talent like hard dice down. We did number one MG. It's not the hard dice down. It's the bot action is a game that you can break. And you can bring like
the fucking Churchill.
Yeah, and the quad neb list. That's what it was. But yeah.
No, I just remember Warlord Open last year, and you just walked up to me with the Churchill rules and how you basically said you could have the compounded Churchill gun.
I believe the main gun on the Churchill is the coaxial medium machine gun. So I'm going. I don't think I was right on that one, but it was funny to make the. It was funny to see. It was funny to see Marcus and Alessio, who are the two people that were heavily involved in Right Bot Action, furiously flicking through the rulebook like, shit, did we define what the main gun was? Turned out they did. They did. Okay, so that was fine.
Okay.
But there was to have an oh shit moment on the release of version 3 was fantastic. But yeah.
So what you've got to do is you've got to figure out one to ask him at the next one for conflict.
What is Tesla?
That would be funny.
So you didn't have a problem with terrain?
Not particularly, but I don't know if that's because of the tone of the game we were playing as well. I suspect if it was maybe a bit more of there was a bit more in it for us or something, it might have been the tone. It might have changed the tone, and that might have come up as an issue. That's the problem. Is once again, this is maybe my my philosophy about how Heresy is best played, even in the 3.0 version, is it's not a game you should really take too seriously.
You can see a broken combo and you should probably swerve away from it.
Yeah, if you're going to do the broken combo, be clear that you're doing the broken combo, and maybe it's the only thing you're doing that's the broken combo and everything else is just a piece of shit. Like, you got one broken combo unit and the rest of your army is, I don't know, fucking... Oh, wait, that is the broken combo. The fucking worthless tanks and infantry. Fucking hell.
I wonder what they're going to do with the militia rules. They should be out in August, right? They've got a week left. They're cutting it fine.
They were late with the expanded army stuff, so I think they will be September.
We definitely meant for the legacy document to be 207 pages long. It definitely wasn't delayed because we were furiously putting everything in that we'd ripped out. Yeah, guys. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Okay, GW, pull the other one. To be fair,
I think they did have a fairly size. I think they did have a fair bit of it already done. I think what it was
they had 100 pages done. They just didn't
I think it was I think it was oh shit, they're pissed. Fuck, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
And I think they then had to get it in, make sure it was correct, and then obviously put it into the document properly. If we get Imperialist Militia soon, I'd be very interested to see how that works. I don't quite know how Solar Auxiliary work.
So people have been telling me Solar Auxiliary is much better. People are telling me that Solar Auxiliary are much better in 3.0 than 2.0. So
I wouldn't know.
No. The scuttlebutt, so we had someone pop in when I was ranting and raving about 3.0. We had someone who clearly was kind of a fan of the game, and we didn't fall out or anything. I don't think I was bullying anyone in chat. But he came in and went, I've been playtesting this game. I've had advanced rules for a bit for my channel, and you're going to really like Imperialist Militia because they're basically taking everything from Warhammer 40k Guard and just transferring it into Heresy. Now, in a funny sort of way, he may not have realized it, but it was very unreassuring. I was very not reassured by that because I was like, wait, are they only taking stuff that exists right now and putting it in? Because if I lose 50-man levy squads, I am going to... You have not seen me go apeshit, but you're gonna. I don't think you know what a bad day is. You're gonna find out.
That's just because you just want to traumatize people with the 5,000 conscript.
Send in the next wave. Send in the next wave. Forward.
Oh yes, my xeno pornography has arrived. Yeah, what?
Ooh, this alien curio. Ooh. It seems to be shaped like a towel's buttocks, my lord. Excellent. I'll take this into the back of the Aurochs. Don't bother me for a bit.
I think it's excellent. Wait, what's a towel?
It's a tea owl, my lord.
A tea owl. I see. Is that one of the Xenos we eliminated on the last compliance?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. But if they have just taken the guard and plugged it in, I'm going to be really annoyed because the whole thing was that I got very excited. Like, you know, when you get hyper focused on something. I got hyper-focused on Heresy because I read the Imperialist 2.0, Imperialist Militia 2.0 rules and went, oh my god, that's where my Guard Codex went. And
oh my god, there's the Codex.
Oh my god, there's the Codex. And so if they've basically gone, oh yeah, so we've taken that away now, so now you just can't play Guard because GW, you've done it. Astra Militarum now isn't Guard. Well done. But if they've now
I had to buy my first fucking Taurox this week. I still feel fucking horrible about it.
It's all right. You just go to confession. You'll be all right.
I mean, I did cheat and do it a third-party one instead, but I still feel horrid about it.
They finally made you buy the vehicle that the Imperium looted back from the Orcs.
Exactly.
But yeah, if they've done that, I'm just going to be like... I'm already 99% sticking with 2.0, but yeah, that convinces me.
I will find it a little amusing if they do that though, because I am totally not bringing the box of tanks to a game.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, Lehman Russen, Lehman Russen, Lehman Russen, Lehman Russen, and just watching my opponent's face just drop as I just put 21 Lehman Russes on the board.
They might be third line, but there's many.
But baby, there's so many of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't
slap side of Lehman Russ, the turret falls off. This baby will get you to the third line.
So, slap side of Russ. This baby can fit so many penetrating hits in it.
Oh, that was actually something to mention. So melters are actually really a bit different now in how tanks vehicles fight.
I've heard everyone's like, so you just spam melter now? Because plasma, they diddled plasma badly, didn't they?
Oh, plasma is fucked. And hilariously, the disintegrator weapons, which they were all glossing up because it was the new shiny weapon, they're kind of meh. They're kind of like,
Good old Melter never lets you down. I've been playing this game since 3rd edition, and you know what? Melter's always been the best, not the best choice, but they've never been the worst choice. Grav comes in and out of fashion, plasma comes in and out of fashion, but I've never once put a melter gun in my army and been like, I'm putting one arm behind my back here.
This was a... I've never put one in and gone, this was a mistake.
Yeah, never.
Plasma, you sometimes do go, this was maybe a mistake.
Yeah, but never melter. It's always a good choice.
Well, I say that, but I know I never hit with melters, ever. Yeah. But
you never hit with anything, to be fair. So
no, I don't hit with anything.
The melter guns.
No, listen, I play horde armies. I never hit with anything. I play elite armies. I never hit with anything. I think it's me.
We're taking the rerolls off. Chansey has really done a number on it because he needed those to just hit on average, not even on average, just like slightly below average. And now he hasn't got them. And it's just like, yes, I might fight 8 last Kelly shots, but I am missing with all of them.
So I'm thinking the next army is either Tau or Custodes. I can't fuck them up.
I see a lot of ones in your future. My God, that's a lot of ones.
Oh no! It's happening again. But no, so how vehicles actually? It was interesting. I prefer old vehicles. Basically, they've removed the combat speeds. So you don't have cruising combat. You just move normal movement, which I
can't complain about that because you do that in bot action, don't you? Well, to be fair, bot action, you either go flat out or you move. Yeah.
You move or you don't.
Is there a penalty for moving and shooting, though?
Pardon?
Is there a penalty for moving and shooting?
No, there's benefits of not moving and shooting, though, sometimes.
Yeah, because the way they changed heavy, yeah.
Heavy's weird.
Yeah.
But it's what it is. But how vehicles die now is when you glance them, you don't actually do any damage.
You just status them.
You just status effect them. You have to pen. But with a melter gun, and this is why everyone's using melter guns right now, is everyone's third line, baby. You just shoot them and you third line that bitch.
Because you just pen him.
Yeah, you always pen. You always pen if you glance. So if you glance, you pen.
What?
So if you roll the glance result,
or is that just?
Yeah. If you're within melter range, you when you roll to glance to hit to pen, if you meet it rather than a glance, it's a pen.
That's shit.
That's how I lost a Land Raider Spartan in a single turn. I had a Dreadnought walk up and go, have a melter. Dreadnoughts aren't as busted though anymore. Is that?
That's nice.
That's nice.
Oh.
Volkites are sad.
No, okay, no, I won't be facetious. It's different.
It is different.
It's different. It's different. It doesn't feel. It probably vehicles probably are back in some capacity, but melter is a hard counter to that them being back.
Yeah. When we were playing, we went, oh shit, vehicles are the meta.
Yeah.
It was very quick to realise vehicles were the meta. Dreadnoughts, not really anymore.
They're just like big infantry now, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're big infantry. They've lost a wound. They're not actually that intimidating anymore. Then again, it was only a Contemptor. I haven't seen a Leviathan or a Saturnine yet.
Yeah.
I would probably have to find that out. I do have a Saturnine to assemble.
Nice.
With his big silly shoulder pads.
I think it looks okay on the Dreadnought. It's just the regular dudes where it's just...
Well, I'm sat in a bit of a kind of indecisiveness with my Praetor, because I haven't got the shoulder pads on him currently because I want to paint him with them off. And I'm kind of umming and ahhing putting them on or leaving them off.
It just looks better without them, yeah.
But I'm umming and ahhing, so what I might do is paint them set. Well, maybe, or paint them separate and then just see how they look painted on it and see if I think I like it or not, and go from there. Because at worst, I get to practice checker, which, as a Dark Angels player, is never a bad thing.
Always got it, yeah. Always. I've got one more question. Probably one to end it on, if you're okay with that. Obviously, add anything else in after this, because obviously I've been asking you questions, but you might have some thoughts that we've not covered because I haven't asked you about them. This is the death of Oldhammer, isn't it? Within GW. Not to add a loaded question, but this is
that is a hell of a question,
because there's no, the vehicle damage table is different, the turns have changed, the points have changed, the army building has changed. We say it's different. Is it so? I'm not saying it doesn't feel like you're playing Heresy. I'm just saying it feels like you're not playing Oldhammer anymore.
Possibly. It is possibly the death of Oldhammer as a supported system. But in the same breath, it's a weird one, because before Heresy 2.0, there wasn't Oldhammer. The only way you played Oldhammer was playing the older editions.
Well, 2.0 was very Oldhammer, wasn't it?
It was, but before 2.0 and 1.0, because 1.0, from what I understand, wasn't amazing.
You're going to get some people that strongly disagree with you on that one, but there's some very...
From what I understand...
There's some very fanatical defenders of...
I know there is.
I think most people would say 1.5 is where they will die on that hill. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a version of Heresy which wasn't kind of anything in particular system-wise. It was just like a
mod of...
We're taking it, and it's a mod more than anything, while Heresy 2.0 was its own system, its own identity. Is it the death of Oldhammer? I don't know. I'd like to think no. I'd like to hope no. But I don't know. Maybe.
Another glorious day in the Corps.
Did it?
I think
in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm.
Well, okay. Is there anything that we haven't talked about which is positive? Any of the positives from your first game?
Infiltrating's no longer bullshit.
That's nice.
It's very nice. They can't infiltrate in your lines anymore, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
Because that was something that Alpha Legion players would abuse to the hells and back.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything else. I think I've covered a lot of it.
Anything at all? Positives or negatives?
No, I think I covered a lot of it, generally speaking, off top of thinking about it. I bet you it'll be tomorrow morning I'll wake up and shit, I should have mentioned this.
That's fine. Leave it in the comment section, man, if you want. And I can always...
Yeah.
If you think of anything, leave it in the comment section and I'll pin it.
Yeah, if I think of anything, we can...
I guess the final big question then. And obviously, it's very much could be too early to tell. And I know you love the fence, Chansey, but come off the fence one way or another if you can.
But Mordian, the fence is so far up my ass, I don't think I can move.
I know, I love the fence too, man. Me telling someone to get off the fence is the height of hypocrisy, I know. Which one do you think you prefer? 2.0 or 3.0? Because you said they're different. But okay,
2.0.
2.0. You haven't gone into 3.0 and gone, this is clearly better. Everyone was wrong online.
I've gone into 3.0 and I think it is definitely different. I don't think it's as bad as everyone is making it out to be online.
Okay, fair.
But I prefer 2.0 so far. And a good element of that lies on the army building.
Right. So if you would say the number one thing that's bothering you at the moment is army building.
Yeah, the army building's it is genuinely too clunky and way too restrictive.
Restrictive, wow. Because it's the character thing. And
the character thing, the fact that deep strike mechanic just doesn't work anymore.
Because you've drop pod army, yeah.
And that is very personal to my collection with my 11 drop pods.
Drop pods are iconic. If you can't do that,
they are iconic. Added to extra irony, the reboxing of the drop pod kit. But yeah, I would say if I was given a choice, I'd play 2.0 over 3.0.
Wow.
And that says this time.
In many ways, that says it all. Should have started with that fucking question. Could have saved ourselves an hour.
Saved everyone having to listen to my annoying voice.
Nah, not at all, man. On a serious note, man, I want to take a moment to say thank you because you've been very honest. You've been very candid. You've not. I'm the one that's kind of over here exaggerating and all that kind of stuff. But I think you've been very fair with your criticism, and I want to say thank you for you taking the time to play the game, come back, report from the front lines, and you're still going to give it a go. And so hope maybe in a month or so's time we'll follow up with okay, Chansey, now you've played 2, 3, 4 games of Heresy 3.0. You've got to make the decision. You've got to pull the trigger. You're at the fork of the road. Are you coming back to 2.0 or are you going to 3? And so that can be something we can sort of leave as a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of this episode to see where, and we'll touch base again in like a month or two, however long it takes.
Yeah, in a month or two, however long it takes me to get a few more games under my belt. Probably not quick, because getting games in Heresy is always a bit of a slow ordeal, but hilariously, I've gained Heresy players in my club recently, so I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are people from Heresy 2.0 as well, coming into 3.0 and seeing where it is, so there might be a few of us looking and going, what do we want to stick with what's supported, or do we want to go back an edition?
I think what would be the best thing that I think almost needs to happen is we need a recognized 2.5. So you know how Panoptica was from the community but was recognized as if someone turned up to a pickup game with Panoptica Eldar, you'd be okay with it kind of thing. We kind of need a recognized from a authority within the community a 2.5, where it's like, okay, if GW won't do the 2.5, we'll do the 2.5. And it needs to. I'm sure there'll be lots of people that will be individually working on that, or something. But it would be nice to have that come from someone recognized in the community. And it is just 2.0. Maybe 2.5 is fuck off reactions. They cause all sorts of problems, and you got a deep strike in a fucking group. Job done. 2.5, baby. Like maybe that's all.
Well,
maybe that's all it takes.
You know what I thought? I think this would be hilarious. And I'm semi-watching the comments as well, because it gives me ideas. Bad Rabbit has made a very... actually, I will click something so it's actually visible to everyone else.
Yeah.
Because that helps. He mentioned orcs.
Yeah.
And I've recently been listening to the War of the Beast books.
Yeah.
I would... Honestly, I think if we saw Xenos in 3.0, it would give 3.0 its own identity.
Yeah.
And I think it should become, hilariously, Warhammer. It's such a misleading title, but Warhammer Historical.
Yeah.
And it's the historical conflicts in the setting.
Because, I think you're absolutely right. I think because
I'd lap up a War of the Beast
thing, because
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you just all Heresy really needs is one official Xenos faction, and it should be Orcs, and they should. Do you know what? Do you know what, man? I think they're going in that direction because I think you've seen what the Black Library books they've been putting out or they've been hyping up have been post Heresy, what the Scouring and all that kind of stuff, hasn't it? So I think they'll advance it. I think they will do, and. Well, I think they might have planned to. We'll see if Heresy gets a 4th edition, but
it might be that the corporate overlords get the shotgun and take the Heresy around the back of the building.
Yeah.
Into the car park.
Yeah.
Where it can fight all the other game systems.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm a little concerned that the performance of 3.0 currently may basically get it shot in the back of the head.
You know what? Sometimes that can be the best thing. Look at Mordheim. Sometimes it can be the best thing. But you know what, Chancey? I'll tell you what, mate. You keep pioneering on the Istvan Trail. Not Oregon Trail, the Istvan Trail. You keep pioneering on the Istvan Trail.
I don't want to be on the Istvan Trail, Mr. Mordian.
Oh no! Chancey's lost a leg. Oh no! Chancey's died of dysentery. He's got to ford this river.
Oh God.
But yeah, you keep forging on the Istvan Trail, and I tell you what, man, you know, one thing you know is that I'm sticking in 2.0, and you know I'm sticking with Heresy. I'm not stopping playing Heresy, but I'm sticking with 2.0, and so whatever happens, mate, you've got someone to play against. That's the thing. You've got someone to play against in perpetuity, unless, you know, for some reason we fall out, but touch wood, that never happens. No, you can't use your drop on army. Stop it.
So I actually think Votan are underpowered.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've played Votan again recently. Fucking hell.
Finally, they're good again.
I haven't played new Votan yet. This was the old Votan with the grudge system, and it was still pain.
I think new Votan is bad.
Oh, no. I'll have to talk to my Votan player in my club and go, I want you to dwarf me and see what happens.
Rock and stone, baby. Yeah,
Rock and stone. I'll throw me bugs at them again and get my dinner.
What's these? It's someone in chat will know, but they've started saying something else now. So it's not rock and stone. It's like something and clone. I don't know what it is, but like it's like
I don't know.
I want to say like clone and bone, but I don't think it is.
Probably not.
Oh man,
we'll see.
Tell you what, I had a brilliant idea, and I think GW should take it and make money off it. Warhammer 40k Classic Edition. Re-release 5th edition with all of the... You know how with Old World they took all the best bits of previous editions and put it in a book and it turned out to be okay? They should do the same thing, and if they wanted to get spicy with it, I think that they don't include Primaris, which would be very, very spicy, and they should give it over to SDS, who can then make fortunes selling us all janky ass old miniatures on the Memberberry market.
Well, yeah,
I've got it. It's Rogue Trader Reloaded.
Remastered.
Rogue Trader Remastered. GW, if you take that idea, I ask for only one thing. I want there to be the Mordian 50th rifles just put in there. And you don't have to officially recognize that you stole my idea, but I'll know. That's all the credit I need. That's all the credit I need. There you go. They'll never officially credit me. But that's all the credit I need.
Games Workshop lawyers heard you wrong and have put the Morkian 50th rifles in.
I'll take it. All Morkian 50th shooters. I'll take that. Yeah.
Because Dave's the best. Oh, God.
Yeah. There you go. I'll never forget that, man. All right. I think we're going to wrap things up, Chancey, if that's all right with you, man.
That's perfectly fine. It's what? Oh, fucking it. It's 4:15.
Yeah, baby. It's been a longie. Welcome to my sleep schedule. I'm just getting started.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You mean you're going to finish, you're going to have your breakfast, and then you're going to sleep?
Yeah, that is my life. I eat breakfast and then go to sleep. Yeah, it's a bit weird. My last meal of the day is cereal. All right. But no, seriously, but yeah, Chansey, seriously, man, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time. Really genuinely interesting. And yeah, I think you have pushed back on some things. You've dismissed some myths, you've dispelled some myths, but I think at the same time you have confirmed a lot of fears. And you know what? For me, it's interesting to see that you know, terrain wasn't as bad as you thought, and the turn 4 thing indirectly wasn't as bad as you thought. So that's obviously, you know, some areas where my predictions were a little off. But obviously the scoring thing seems to have been somewhere where I was a little right on some worries. The flavor with the rights of war and all that kind of stuff, that seems to be an area where concern is pretty legitimate.
Flavor has been gutted.
Flavor has been gutted, which is never something you want to do from a game like Heresy. And the thing that completely, I have to say, I did not appreciate enough, but the way that you've sort of described, and I've heard a lot of people complaining about this now, army building seems to be completely bored, which I hadn't, when I was looking at my problems with Heresy, I had not appreciated that, but it sounds, and challenges sound fine as well. So there's some things which seem fine. It's not, like you said, it's not as bad as everyone says it is, but there's some areas which might actually be a lot worse than we originally feared.
Honestly, I'm thinking of trying to figure out how we can steal the challenges system and put it in 40k to run at Thanatos.
I mean, I'll just allow it. I'll just be like, do you guys want to get to an epic challenge? We don't need an official system for it. We can just be like what we did last time.
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking a system in the sense of so it feels a bit fairer and a bit more fun and a bit more, it could go either way. It's not just yes, the Khorne Berserker Warlord who's got the I'm gonna kill your face in 10,000 chainsword versus Gary the Guardsman.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think a souped up challenge mechanic's going to give Gary a snowball's chance in hell, but
you never know, he might have that brick.
He might. But yeah, Chansey, I want to say thank you so much, boys, and thank you so much, man. And boys, in chat, in the comment section, let us know what you think down the comment section. Have you played any Horus Heresy? What hopes and fears have been confirmed and dismissed? And you know, are you feeling more warm towards 3.0 as time goes on, or are you feeling like it's time to return to Monkey and return to 2.0? But with all that said, guys, thank you for watching, and don't worry, guys, the stream, we're still going. But the people that are watching post live, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you all next time. Chansey, we'll catch you on the bounce, man. Thank you. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Redfield, 32, Jurgens, Miasma, Try Again, Bragg, RJ, Scorpion, Bonbon Vert, Lord Pryor, Nicholas Walsh, John Stubbs, Guardian, Varney, Sword, Fish Trombone, Picklock the Forged. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.